transparent mechanism of pricing, as well as give a verdict on whatever anybody else is doing. Completely efficient, operating in every nook and cranny, and allowing a seamless transfer of services and people who are recipients of that. So the Amazon of the artisan world. That's what would be completely disruptive in this area. Third and the last area, and my favorite, is, next slide, is water. Infrastructure, and this is what I do, by the way. Conventional mechanism, utility, centralized system, billions of gallons getting treated in a central location, piped over millions of kilometers to billions of people across the country. If there's a breakdown, you don't get water. If there is leaching, you get contaminated water. Not to mention the fact nobody trusts the source of water. Conventional model, archaic. Innovation, decentralized model. Every water purification plant, localized to one area, relies on that local area itself, not goes into millions of miles of piping, extracts waters locally, purifies it locally, distributes locally. If anything goes wrong with one plant, the remaining 100,000 plants continue to run. So there is no risk of breakdown or the services not being offered. Completely local and completely dependent on the ecostructure locally and not putting pressure on the water resources. Next level, disruption. Imagine you have a containerized unit which you can drop on Rohtang Pass or in Ladakh in the middle of nowhere. Auxiliary power, completely self-sustained unit, remotely monitored, and you can remotely monitor the parameters as well as the dispensation sitting in Delhi or any other part. So they are like network operating units across the country, across the world for that matter, purifying water, wastewater, anything goes out, and managing everything locally, completely unmanned, where every parameter, if it breaks down, is alerted to the central office for a quick resolution. Automated, immediately scalable, and providing the best quality of services. So ladies and gentlemen, that is what I believe innovation means in various industries, and that's where the world would probably head. Thank you very much.
My message to students is that you also have to think on the same line. Whatever is going on, can you bring some innovation in that? I think that's your job. You need to shift from blind obedience to self-governance. That blind obedience will not work. Yes sir, sir, you are, madam, you are right, sir, you are right. वो हमारे ज़माने में होता था. Now we expect student to challenge us. So shift from blind obedience to self-governance. That is what is expected from the students. When you come and join us, we are not interested to say everything, sir, ठीक है, वो नहीं. आप हमें बताइए, what improvements are required in the company? Give us some ideas. That is what is expected from you. So, thank you, Vikas. It was a wonderful presentation. Now, may I request Mr. Pankaj Dubey. Pankaj Dubey is a MD and country head of Polyris India. So, over to you.
Good morning to all of you, and thank you, Dr. Subhash Chagotaji, for introducing me. I would like to share a few innovations that we have done, and I have been part of those journeys. In the current assignment, we have done some disruptions, which I'll share, and also I'll briefly share about what I did in the past. So, like Vikas shared that he was in the telecom industry for a while, and I joined an IT company, and it was an IT hardware company, and they had a facility in Badi Brahmana out here. So the company's name was Intex. And I went there, and for the increase of the business, they make the speakers, computer speakers, and they do a lot of small hardware sales of the parts of computer. That is what the company was when I joined. And for the purpose of that, I visited China to expand the business, to buy a few things from there. And when I went there, I saw a very interesting phenomenon. That time, India, the telecom industry was all dominated by Nokia. So it's almost like 80–85% market share, and everybody else, there was no market for them. But when I went to China, I saw there was no Nokia. It's all about new phones. And when I saw the new phones, I started checking why. It was much cheaper than Nokia, and it had far more features. And when I saw that, I realized that this is going to happen in India. So one of the ways that you can do innovation and disruption, if you're fortunate to get to see something very unique ahead of times, and you see that in your area it has not happened, just borrow that idea. And this is how Airtel got made, and this is how, what we did at Intex. I launched the mobile phones. So if you see the business that they were doing now is reduced to about 2 to 3% of the total turnover. Almost 85% of the business that they do today is through this innovation or of telecom, and they do sell a large number of handsets every month. After that, I joined this company called Yamaha, and Yamaha was the leader in motorcycles in India. If the senior people would know that they had RX100 and RD350, which is a great model, very successful model. But for a long period of time, they had a problem, and they had products which were not very successful. From a market share of about 42 to 45%, when I joined them, it was 1.2%. And when I joined them, and I felt that what we are trying to do is that we are trying to copy the competitors, and we are not knowing what exactly we should do ourselves. So I did this analysis of the entire strategy, and there were a number of changes, but I launched products which were like Yamaha. So for example, R15, FZ16, FZS, Phaser. So the disruption that I did was that we were all focusing on 100cc and 125cc. I said, let's launch 1000cc. So we launched an R1. And they said, what price it should sell? I said, 10 lakh rupees. So we sold at 10 lakh rupees, a motorcycle market where everybody was buying for 30,000 and 40,000. So what happened? The moment that 1000cc came, everybody started thinking, oh wow, this is the bike. This is the bike that is being driven by Rossi. And we did that, and then we launched a replica of that bike, which was R15, a 150cc replica of 1000cc. And it became a great success. And from a time where the company was, there was a bad time of the company where market share was going low, there was a very, very negative environment all over, dealers were resigning, but this small change made the company revive in India. Thereafter, I joined this assignment at Polaris, where, the products were all-terrain vehicles, and the knowledge about these all-terrain vehicles was very, very low in India. And this is where there was no market share. So there was nobody. Even today, we are the only branded company. Recently, Suzuki has launched their products, but we are only doing it. Now, how to create this market? When I went and I said that, okay, what all innovations we should do? We have to think of something very unique. And say, okay, let's give a ride to people. Instead of telling them we have great products, nobody will understand unless and until you see the product yourself or you sit inside the product. So we did participate in Auto Expo. Can you go to the first slide? So we did participate in Auto Expo, and if many of you would have gone to Auto Expo, you go and see the product over there. You go and see, this is the car, this is the bike, and you see that, click pictures and come back. I said, if I have to launch my products, I don't have to make it similar to that. Let's do an innovation. Let's give right to people. Let anybody who come to the Auto Expo sit inside the vehicle and we drive them. So in the left top side, in a 5,000 square feet area, which is probably 1/3 of the size of this hall, we created an experience zone. We gave right to people. You see the second slide on the right side, see the kind of elevations that we did. This is a lot of wooden planks, very big wooden planks, because the picture is quite small, you can't visualize it. Then we created drum racks, where people will go and climb the drum and go down. And what happened? Because of this innovation, everybody inside the Auto Expo wanted to go to Polaris side, and they wanted to ride, because we were giving free rides. And the ride was only for about 30 seconds, because of a very small area, how long it will take for the vehicle to go through this. Not more than 30 to 40 seconds. But see the queue which is there. There were about, all the time, 300 to 400 people queuing to take the ride. And that gave us an idea. Why not replicate this idea and create as a business? And we created the idea of Polaris Experience Zone, where people come and ride, and instead of free, they have to pay a small amount. It's about 100 rupees to 500 rupees, and if you want to take for a longer ride, maybe more. And this really helped to increase the business. In 3 years' time, we have now close to about 58 experience zones in the country. Even if you go in Gulmarg today, you will find a lot of ATVs over there instead of normal ponies. We have your snow scooters, which are there. So kind of disruption and the kind of innovation that you can do. Now this concept of Polaris Experience Zone is become popular world over. And Polaris Industries, which is my parent company, $4.7 billion company, they have taken this and seen as a successful model and implementing world over. And they say, they give credit to India, that India created this concept. And it's a smaller concept. Otherwise, there are large areas where anyway, you go to any part of the world, you will ride these vehicles. But this concept of starting of 5,000 square feet, or now in India about half acre or 1 acre or 2 acre or 3 acre is becoming very popular. You go there, ride and pay, and the entrepreneur who invests into it makes lots of money. Next slide. Now when I joined Polaris, so a lot of people questioned me. Yesterday I told you kuch to log kahenge. So a lot of people questioned me, oh, what are you doing? This is a failure. You are a good turnarounder, but this is something, there's no industry, you will fail. Then the only thing that came to my mind was that these are off-road vehicles, very good when you go in off-road, and all the Indian roads are like off-roads. So if we create a concept where this off-road technology can be driven on-road, we will become greatly successful. And for this, we created this product called Multics. As I've already given you examples of mobile phone, and Vikas also spoke to you about it, mobile phone, what it did was, it converged a lot of things. So you don't need to carry your MP3 or your watch or number of gadgets. Instead of that, just one mobile phone is enough, the smartphone, and you can do everything. You don't need any other resource. Similarly, we have that, why not see something similar in a four-wheeler? So if we see in India, a lot of people, they use motorcycle as a car. As you can see, there are 5-6 people sitting inside this vehicle. So we thought that why not create a product which is very, very innovative. If you have heard of this product called Jugaad, so this Jugaad is a diesel handset, diesel genset, and you put that on a small vehicle which is created by the local mechanic, and then you ride it when you don't need that engine in the agricultural field. So we thought that why not we make a legalized Jugaad. So what you can do is that it is a car, it is a pickup van, and it is also a power source. So you can generate electricity, you can do water pumping, and all that in that one product. And that is how this product, Multics, got born. And what we see, like the way that the technologies are changing, now we had fuel, the gas, the petrol and diesel. Then we are looking at electric cars. So many new cars are becoming very popular. Apple, Google are also planning to launch their cars. Similarly, in future, there are a lot of things going to come, probably in solar technology. Today, electric is becoming more popular. We also have invested a lot of money into electric. But tomorrow, there's something like an electric come solar, or a solar itself might come in. And I asked this question in many forums. Ravan took Sita ji from Ayodhya, wherever, whichever place, to Sri Lanka in a helicopter. You all know that? What fuel was used in that? So, it's like that fuel must be in this subcontinent only. It didn't come from Arab countries. So we have to figure out what is that, and maybe that will make India totally, innovative company, and will derive a source which will become very popular, and we may become the richest country of the world if we do that. So please think about these innovative products. We have done a small part of it. I'll show you a small video. Can you go to the next slide? Play this video. Just click on this. Go to the file. Just go to the folder. No, go back to the folder. Go back to the file. go back to the folder and play the video. Don't go to the PowerPoint. No, don't try to copy this. Go to the folder, go to the file, go to the pen drive, D drive. Oh, they don't have. Where, this product, Multics, what is the advantage of Multics? Like you go into any, any area, you find there are potholes, but this product, it is such a superb product that when you go to the potholes, you would not feel the kind of movement that it does so that you go slow on the vehicle. Actually, when you go on this vehicle, you can actually go fast even on the bad road conditions. That is the kind of product, and maybe at some point of time, I'd like them to play the video, but for now, I'll complete my presentation. Thank you.
A very interesting and very useful presentation. So friends, message for the students. Time has come when you need to shift from ownership to rent and borrow. अभी जरूर नहीं है कि आपके पास बहुत पैसा होना चाहिए तभी आप बिजनेस कर सकते हैं. This example was given just now. Uber cab. This fellow is present in more than 400 countries, 8 million monthly users. Assets are almost nil, and it is a more than $70 billion company. It is an idea which we never thought of it. So I think time has come when you need to think, can you do some innovative business by borrowing money, by taking it on rent, and that's how we do. So we have the next speaker, Mr. Beni Kina. Beni Kina is a blissful life coach. And may I request Beni ji, time is very short. It will be about, we expect to speak for about 10 minutes.
Great friends, Nectar Factor is the name of the company where we talk about the crux. So मेरे हिसाब से innovation जैसी कोई चीज नहीं होती. Sorry sir. आविष्कार जैसी कोई चीज नहीं होती है. होती है तो डिस्कवरी होती है तो खोज होती है. क्योंकि हर चीज जो आप जानते हैं, जो इस दुनिया में है, वो ऑलरेडी है. हम सिर्फ उसको डिफरेंट फॉर्म में, डिफरेंट रूप में, डिफरेंट स्वरूप में, डिफरेंट अवस्था में, डिफरेंट व्यवस्था में उसको खोज के निकालते हैं और एक नए पैकेज में पेश करते हैं. कोई कहता है बल्ब, कोई कहता है एरोप्लेन, कोई कहता है टेलीफोन, कोई कहता है जुगाड़ से हाईटेक. नथिंग इज इन्वेंशन लाइक. दुनिया में जो भी चीज आप 1+1+1+1+5 टाइम करते हैं, उसको 5 को आप बोलते हैं इन्वेंशन है. 5 इज नॉट इन्वेंशन. 1 को आपने 5 बार जोड़ दिया. 1 उपलब्ध था, उपलब्ध है. ऐसी कोई चीज इस दुनिया में नहीं है जो पृथ्वी या जल या वायु या अग्नि या आकाश के स्वरूप में उपलब्ध नहीं है आपके पास. आप सिर्फ उसमें से वो नेक्टर या वो तत्व, वो चीज निकाल लेते हैं जिसको आप अपना पेटेंट करके अपना नाम दे देते हैं. There is nothing like that. So identify. Don't ever copy your neighbor. Don't ever copy successful people. We are successful, so called. हम यहाँ पर सफल व्यक्ति हैं, लेकिन आप लोगों को हमारी असफलताओं के बारे में नहीं पता. Today's fashion world, when you talk about startups, हर नए बच्चे को फ्लिपकार्ट दिखाया जाता है, हर नए बच्चे को स्नैपडील दिखाया जाता है. They are not even 2% of success stories. I work with Indian Investors Association and all that. 95% फेलियर है. आप लोग सिर्फ सक्सेस देखते हैं. और प्रॉब्लम कहाँ शुरू होती है कि आपका इनोवेशन भी कॉपी से शुरू होता है. Don't do that. If somebody is successful in Apple and you have the character of orange, identify your character. Work with the orange, you will be successful more. Don't copy the apple. We all are different. We want differently. But something is coming in your mind. कोई आइडिया आपके जहन में, दिमाग में आता है तो उसको कर डालें और अभी करें, क्योंकि यूनिवर्सल लॉ कहता है अगर आपके दिमाग में कोई आइडिया आई है, आपके दिमाग में कोई बात आई है, दुनिया में कहीं ना कहीं वो बात किसी और के माइंड में भी आ चुकी है। आप नहीं करेंगे, वो कर डालेगा, फिर बोलेंगे यार ये तो मेरे माइंड में भी आया था, ये तो मैंने भी सोचा था। We all are linked somewhere down the line. So if something is coming in your mind, identify it, link with your strength and just do it. कर डालो, करूंगा।